Can dogs get Lyme disease too? And if so, what should we be watching for? The short answer is yes, dogs can get Lyme disease. They get Lyme disease from infected black-legged ticks. Ticks can be super tiny, so it's really important to look out for ticks on your dog and continually comb them and search for those ticks. Dogs are at higher risk for Lyme disease simply because they love to run around and go in brush and dead leaves and tall grass. Ticks like to hang out in these places and they will jump on a host every chance they get. So if your dog does get Lyme disease, there's some signs that you might notice. This video is not medical advice to you or your dog. It's just some things that owners report about their dog experiencing Lyme disease. First, they might have sudden tiredness or being unusually quiet or drained of energy. Secondly, they might have some weird limping and leg twitching that you haven't seen before. 3, they might look stiff or have like stiffness or look like they're in pain when they're getting up or laying down. 4th, they could get a reduced appetite. 5, they could even get a fever. And 6, owners often report that the dog is just not themselves. They act strange, they act weird, something's off. Usually good pet parents notice pretty quickly because their dog is just acting strange. Every once in a while, you get something you might not even expect. I personally was with a dog one time. It was my sister's dog, and we were walking in the woods, and we were on a hill, and I crouched down on the hill, and her dog put his head on my shoulder and just kind of like leaned on me and just seemed so exhausted and tired, and they were just like dead weight. And later on, he ended up fainting. And they rushed him to the vet, and he did have Lyme disease. Luckily, they were able to treat him quickly, get him better, and he's never been better to this day. Now, I'm not saying fainting is a typical sign of Lyme disease for dogs at all, but it does happen in humans as well. I had Lyme disease and I fainted. Some dogs show very subtle signs, and other dogs, it's pretty obvious that they're not okay. If you notice any of these signs, get your dog to the vet as quickly as possible. This is how vets usually check for Lyme disease. First, they'll take a simple blood test that looks for antibodies. Now, there's some tests that screen for Lyme disease and other tick-related illnesses as well, so they have some pretty deep testing available for dogs. If the dog tests positive but has no symptoms whatsoever, the vet may monitor more closely and just kind of watch and see what happens. If the dog does have symptoms, the vet may discuss treatment options and what to do from there. The real takeaway here should be prevention. You should use monthly or seasonal tick preventatives as prescribed by your vet. You should pet your dog and do quick tick checks after outdoor play. Just run your fingers through their fur and see if you feel or see any ticks. If you do see ticks, pull them out as fast as possible. The less time that they're attached, the better chance your dog has at getting better faster. Try your best to avoid tall grass and big piles of dead leaves during peak tick season. And finally, try to keep your yard trimmed so you reduce the tick habitat close to your house and where your dog plays often. If you have a favorite spot you go with your dog, just try and keep it nice and trimmed and taken care of so that there's not very tall grass that makes it really easy for ticks to jump onto your dog. 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine found 2 ticks on his German Shepherd dog. And he lives in Northeast Pennsylvania where ticks are just everywhere. So he made a quick decision to take his dog to the vet, and the vet prescribed a tick preventative that is heavy duty, long lasting, and there should not be any more problems with ticks for that specific dog as long as they continue getting the preventative treatments over time. He was very smart to take quick action and make the decision that makes it long lasting so he doesn't have to continually worry about his dog getting ticks and Lyme disease. Dogs can absolutely get Lyme disease, but with good tick prevention and paying attention to your dog's behavior, you can catch it early. If anything feels off or your dog just isn't acting like themselves, talk to your vet. They'll help you. If you want more help with Lyme disease and tick prevention, check out my YouTube channel because I'm constantly posting about it.